Whatcha my homies, DJ80 here, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Chauvet Kinta FX Derby Effect light. So let's have a look, see what we get in the box. Here it is then, this is the box. It's not a big unit, it's quite little. You get the unit, you get a power lead, you get all your paperwork and stickers and instruction manual, and you also get a little dongle and 2 keys because the unit has a lockable laser on the back. So looking more closely at the unit, comes with an adjustable bracket at the top. At the front here is where your Kinta lights come out. These little yellow bits here are the strobe lights, and then just here is where the laser comes out. And it's got a little fan on top. I think it's also got a fan at the bottom. Nope, I tell a lie. It's got vents at the side. On your back, so we have DMX in and DMX out. We also have the power in, power out. We have a safety hook. We have the mic with the sensitivity knob. A standard DMX control module here. We also get with this 2 little lights to tell you which mode it's in, so whether it's on sound mode or whether you've got it linked up as slave. And then on this side you can also see it's on auto, or if you're DMXing them, that little LED comes on too. And then this is where your dongle goes, and then you have your lock for your laser. So you have to have the dongle in and you have to have your laser switched on to work it, and you use that with the key which is provided here. Something else I just quickly noticed on the box, it does say that it can also be used with the IRC6 remote. I have one of those. I actually have 4 of these units. I'm not going to be using a remote control. I'm just going to use master to slave, and I'll just have the first one on a sound to light mode and let the other 3 do their thing. So that's what we've got. Next up, I guess, is mounting them up and seeing what they look like. You'll see here that what I've done is bought 4 of the Kinta FXs, and I've mounted them on the overhead bar on my Equinox Micron booth. So excuse the wiring, that's about as tidy as I could get it, because I've used DMX cable. This is what it looks like from the back. Thankfully the clients won't see this, but I've used DMX cable and I've linked them all up. So I have one master and the other 3 lights are all slave lights, and I've also power linked them together as well, so I only need to run one plug. Right, let's switch them on and see if they do what they're supposed to do. Final shot. So I have all my Kintas lined up now on my overhead bar. This second one in here is my master, and I've set it to sound too, because I don't want to use the laser, although I do have all my laser keys in. This is going to be used mainly at schools, so I need to check that I've got clearance from the laser before I have them on. But for the purposes of this demo today, I'm not going to have them on. I don't have enough clearance in my room. So I've DMX'd, cabled and connected them all. So as you can see, each other unit has this little slave light on. It's upside down, and there we go on that one, and then of course on this one as well. And I've also connected them with power cords as well, so I haven't got 4 separate plugs running. I've used main connectors for those, and then I've just got my one plug here which runs down into my plug at the back there. So let's put some music on and see what it looks like when they're all going together. So time for a conclusion. I'll start with the negatives and I'll just run through them in the list that I've got. The first one is the instructions with regarding using the laser. So I've got the manual here, and what it suggests is that it should be 3 meters high and at least 3 meters away. So for a normal mobile DJ who is based on the dance floor right in front of the clients, it kind of makes the laser unusable. In the video clip that you saw just now, that was at a school disco and I didn't have the lasers working because of the clearance. I didn't have the clearance. Now I'm sure perhaps 10% of this is just their Chauvet covering their backside. However, it's still a risk. If you're on a stage, I think that'll be fine. Or you know, if you're away and you're within these safety distances, then you can use them. But otherwise, you might want to think twice before using the laser if you're going to have to follow the guidelines. Another negative is that they're a bit noisy. I was quite surprised because they're small units. They're no more noisier than sort of a regular light, but I just thought, you know, they were small. I was quite surprised at how noisy they were, but they're not really loud. They're not going to ruin your night. You're not going to hear them over the music, certainly. But it's just a small negative worth mentioning. Even though these are advertised as a multi-effect light, please don't think that just one of these will be adequate as a centerpiece light just because you've got 3 in 1. I don't think that'll be the case. I have bought 4, as you can see, and I felt that 4 gave a really good effect, but I'm pretty sure that had I just turned up with one of these as my main lighting piece, it wouldn't have, it probably would have disappointed my audience. Okay, another big issue here is the internal mics that they have. So I don't know if you can see there, that's the mic, and you've got a little dial there for the sensitivity. Now also in the manual, and I will show it to you, it says here, just there, this product will only respond to low frequencies of music, bass and drums. And that is true. When I was testing these at home, I played some songs. I played, I think in the video clip, you've got the Jack Hill remix of Julie McDermott, Don't Go. And in parts of that where it's just piano, the lights black out. And they do black out, they just go off. As soon as the bass kicks in, or the beat kicks in, they come back on again. But they're not like normal sound to light lights, which will keep going as long as they hear music. So that's something you want to be aware of, and ultimately what you're going to have to do is make sure you've always got at least one other light on the go. So I was lucky enough to try that at home first, and I realised that was an issue. So I took 2 lights that were just on all the time and placed them on the floor. And then just lastly, we'll look at price. So these are retailing between £125 to £150, depending on where you go, what sort of deals you can get. You can get deals like I did, and I bought them from getinthemix.com, and I got 2. I think it was for £260 or £250. I think it was £260, and I also got a free DMX cable with them as well. Yes, they're multi-effect lights. Yes, they do have a laser, but ultimately they are a Derby effect light, and there's plenty of Derby lights available. And you know, you might possibly be better off buying a separate strobe effect, Derby light and laser, and then configuring them and using them how you want to. So I think the price point's slightly high, but then again they're also Chauvet as well. So you're paying for that brand too. For me, I reckon these should be coming out at £99 a pop, and they'll probably sell like hotcakes. But that said, as you can see here, I've bought 4 already. So those are the negatives. Let's move on to the positives. Positives then about this Kinta FX light. So yes, I have mentioned that they are expensive. However, you are getting a multi-effects light. So you're getting quite a big bang for your buck. You've got your normal derby effect, you've got strobe light, and you've also got a laser which you can switch on and off. And the fact that you can switch it on and off also is a positive. Additionally, they are also very lightweight units. I've got 4 on here. I could probably stick another 4 on here as well and still carry that bar. So they're really easy to transport, move around and set up. The brackets on them enable you to mount them vertically as well as horizontally as well. So depending on what rig you've got or how you'd like to use them, you've got a couple of options there. So each unit has 4 7.5 watt LEDs. So that in theory then gives you a total of 30 watt LEDs. 30 watts, shall I say, of brightness. And if you compare that to older derby lights that you could get, you're getting a brighter light, or perhaps a better effect. So that's worth considering. There are cheaper derby lights out there, but what are their output wattage? They're a derby light, so they're great for the scatter effect as well. They create light, unlike a moving head beam, which has just got a narrow beam that goes all over the place. When you put one of these on, they're going to scatter light everywhere. They're all DMXable, so I've got these set to master and slave. One's a master and all the rest are slaves, and they all work in unison. And of course, if you're into DMX, that means you can fully DMX them and get them to do exactly what you want to do. And as I mentioned, you can get some bargains out there. Search online. Some shops do these as a package. I think some do them with a bag, some do them with DMX cables. So it's worth having a look around. So overall, I'm quite pleased with what I've got here. Whether I'll be keeping this set up, we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure the next time you see me post a video of a lighting effect, you'll probably see this bar looking slightly different. But that's my review of the Chauvet Kinta FX light. I've been DJ80. Thanks for watching. Best of luck. See you next time.